Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high, cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold on, we just saying hi. Five somebody rise up weekdays. Catch us live, somebody, let's go.
Good evening. Good morning and good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys are all doing well out there. Yes, we are covering this. We are watching this because why? Because it's a big deal. Okay? And honestly, I didn't have time to sit around for hours on end watching the live stream, the live taping of the of this trial. But I was keeping an eye on it, and this is some crazy stuff. There's been a lot of stuff that's been percolating around this situation, and now they have come to a verdict. Yes, we have a verdict, allegedly. We'll see if it actually happens. Just so you guys can see, as you can see, we're still looking at the seal, okay, of California. Still, we're waiting for that to actually happen. But when it does, we'll be listening. We'll be watching. We'll be taking a look at this and seeing what it do. And I'm telling you right now, this is going to be crazy. All right. So, like I said, even though, we weren't covering every single nuanced thing revolving around this trial, does not mean we weren't keeping an eye on it. Okay. So do me a favor before we get into everything. Please do me a favor. Hit that like button down below. Hit it, crush it, do what it do. All right. Hit that reaction button if you're watching on these other platforms, please. And thank you if you are watching on these other platforms like Facebook, X/Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Rumble. Show some love. Crush that subscribe button and that follow button over there. OK, make sure you subscribe here on my main channel on YouTube. All right. Make sure of that. Go over to my secondary channel, The Pascal Show Clips. Make sure you're subscribed over there because I'm covering a lot of stuff over there, like a crazy amount of stuff over there at the same time of doing these lives. So please do that for me. Subscribe. Make sure that notification bell is set to all so you know whenever I go live, whenever I upload, because it'd be random door. All right, that'd be great. Hit that join button down below. Become a member. Check out my Patreon. Check out my locals. And of course, do not forget to check out PascalMerch.com. Like I said, look. Hold on, let me move that out of the way. Custom hoodies and t-shirts, etc. Like I said, it's not just merch that has like funny little sayings on it and stuff. Don't get me wrong, we got those things in the store too, but we also got stuff like this. Custom t-shirts, hoodies, jogging suits, etc. Go check it out. PascalMerch.com. Custom. So no two outfits are the same. So you get something unique. So go check it out. PascalMerch.com. Okay. Enough of like selling this stuff. Okay. I know a lot of people are like, yo, bruh, that hoodie be fire, bruh. Bruh, that hoodie though, bruh. And I appreciate you. Go check it out. PascalMerch.com. Damn. How many ways do I need to say it? Pascal.com. I don't even know what language that one was or what accent that was, but you know what I'm saying. Okay, just go over there, check the stuff out, and just be done with it. Okay, get your peepers on the website. Buy something nice for yourself and your loved one too. Okay, that was like some half-ass Italian. I don't know what that was. Don't at me though. Okay. But we are still here. We are still on the verdict watch. It's about to happen. Allegedly, it's about to go down. Okay. And we are here to talk about this. Okay. Tony says, does it come in black? Yes, of course it comes in black. Go check out my vibrant black hoodies. Enough. That's all I'm going to say. Just go check it out. They're fire. Just go check that out. Promise you'll find something that's dope. Okay? So, anyway, a lot of us are still trying to figure out what the hell is going on, why this is happening. So I got something here I want to pull up. I have it off camera. I want to give you guys a synopsis, a little breakdown of what's really going on and why we are watching this verdict. Okay, that should be happening soon. Hopefully. Okay. Actually, before we do that, yep. This is, I'm just making sure I'm not on crack because I saw this and I was like, holy damn. Oh my damn, this is about to go down. This is about to go down. Okay. So we have to watch this as a fam. Remember, hit the like, share this feed if you can, because I know there's a lot of people that want to see the verdict, want to find out what actually is going down, who, if he's going to be found guilty of these counts, 2 counts of A with a semi-automatic pew pew. This is some very interesting stuff. We're going to talk about this because this is some crazy stuff. But first, let me make sure everything's still on live. All right. But I'm going to read this here really quick. Okay. ASAP Rocky, whose real name is Rakeem Mayers, okay, has been in trial in Los Angeles facing 2 felony counts of assault. Okay. It's like pass the salt. I don't know. I'm trying here, guys. Okay, moving on. He's been hit with 2 counts of with a semi-automatic pew-pew. Yeah. All right. Now, the charges stem from a November 6, 2021 incident in which he allegedly pulled the trigger 2 times at a former friend, also known as ASAP Relly, his name is Terrell Efron, during a dispute on a Hollywood street. If he's convicted fully, he could face up to 24 years in prison. Now here's a few other notes here. The defense contended that the firearm, this is the part that just drives me crazy. Oh my God. The defense contended that the firearm is actually a prop gun. That just takes me out. In fact, they said it was a prop weapon that expels shells. Yeah, they said, well, it's a prop. It was a prop and it just actually expels. It was one of those Hollywood movie props. Who walks around with a fake Hollywood prop pew pew? Who? Moving on, though. It's this dumb. I just want to slap him in the face. That's dumb. Okay? But moving on, let me go back to what they said. So the defense contended that the firearm was a prop taken from a music video set and that Rocky pulled the trigger. He fired blanks in self-defense. In contrast, the prosecution argued that he used a real weapon, and Relly's hand was grazed, by a bullet during this actual incident. All right. The trial is garnered significant attention, which we already know. I mean, let's be real. He is, his girl Rihanna. Rihanna has come through. She all up in there. She's had a few public outings being there in support of her mans. But this is obviously a very, very high profile case. This is a very high profile man with a very high profile relationship with a very high profile celebrity, Rihanna. And of course, she attended those proceedings as well. The jury, compromising 7 women and 5 men, deliberated for about 3 hours before reaching a verdict. I don't know if that's a good thing or if it's a bad thing. The verdict is expected to be announced. Well, apparently it's going to be announced here tonight. Or tonight for some of us. It's afternoon for some people on the left coast. So again, pretty interesting stuff. His team is alleging, not kidding, they are alleging that he used a Hollywood prop pew pew. Sorry, I just, yeah, I don't, no. Because here's the thing. What makes you go and walk up, pull out this thing, self-defense it's self-defense with a prop weapon. Let me say that again. Self-defense with a prop weapon. Yeah. Who does that in their right mind? I'm just going to pull this out and pew, pew. Then they said that it's a weapon, it's a fake prop gun that actually expels shell casings from the actual prop weapon. Now, here's the thing, okay? There are such thing as those kinds of prop weapons, for sure. From little like pea shooters to the big gargantuan mother lovers, right? There's all kinds of weapons like that in the movie game, okay? They do actually exist. But this guy is saying that he used fake weapons on the streets during an altercation with another member of his crew. Because he's ASAP Rocky, that's ASAP Relly. You see what I'm saying? And no, this is not some, man, y'all be ridiculous. This ain't no Baldwin situation, okay? It's not like they said, yeah, the weapon's empty. Go ahead, use it on the set. No, it's empty. No. He literally is saying that it had fake blanks, it had blanks in the weapon, and the weapon was a prop weapon. That's his excuse. That's the bull that he's putting out here, okay? There's been a lot of interesting stuff that has happened while in trial. To be honest, it's been a pretty interesting trial to say the least. But what's even wilder to me, what's even more interesting, let me just say that. What's even more interesting to me is the fact that, well, one, the defense ran with this narrative that the weapon was a prop and that, oh yeah, it did expel shells, but they were all blank shells. They were all fake bullet shells that came out of the weapon. That's the excuse that they built. And that's the narrative that they built around this. Okay? Around this case. That's basically the only thing that they are literally leaning on right now, which is ridiculous. Okay? Ridiculous. So, this is very interesting, but I'm trying to, let me see if I can pull something up, because this happened so quick. This news of this verdict happened so quick that I'm like, oh man, I got to hop on here, but I want to pull up a few things. While we're waiting, right? One thing is for sure, according to Associated Press, shout out to them. That's what we're watching over here right now. Okay. They are saying, indeed, that a verdict has been reached, okay, at the felony trial of rapper ASAP Rocky, okay? Jurors in Los Angeles reached a verdict Tuesday at the trial of rapper ASAP Rocky, who is charged with firing a weapon at a former friend. Yeah, this was a friend, okay? And he's saying that he used a prop gun. I feel like that's like that's a scene from a really like ridiculous, like I see this happening on the Boondocks. You know what I'm saying? If you guys don't know the Boondocks, y'all need to go watch that show. That show's brilliant. But it's like watching an episode of the Boondocks or like some old Dave Chappelle skits. You know what I'm saying? That's the vibe I get. But anyway, the jury of 7 women and 5 men reached their unanimous decision after deliberating for only 3 hours after a 3-week trial that ended with closing arguments on Friday. So they had Monday off. And they came back in and they said, yeah, we all agree. Okay, cool, we good. There was not much conversation, it sounds like. Okay, 3 hours of deliberation. You realize that, like, how simple that is? They walked in and they were like, somebody was just one person, I'm sure. One person probably was like, everybody's like, oh, who? Just an example, not saying that I know the verdict, but I'm just saying, who think he guilty? And everyone's like this, raising their hands, or they put it in anonymous ballots or whatever. And then there's that one person that says not guilty, right? then everyone turns to that person and they're like, but he can't be guilty because I just don't. And they all look at him like, he said he used a prop gun. And then the person who thinks he's not guilty is like, oh, yeah. Good point. That is kind of dumb, isn't it? Yeah, guilty. Here you go. I feel like that's what happened. It was very quick. 3 hours is not very long. 3 hours is not very long. But I'm telling you right now, when you say that you used a prop gun, come on, guys. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. You know what I'm saying? Let's get back into this article while we wait, okay? So it's 3 hours to deliberate, okay? They came back in, they had the weekend off, so they had time to let that marinate all up in their brain matter, and they walked in and they discussed it. They went through some points, I'm sure, some little things here and there, and they said, okay, we've all come to a unanimous decision and we're ready to go. So the hip hop star is charged with 2 felony counts of assault with a semi-automatic weapon. With a conviction, he could be sentenced to as much as 24 years in prison. And he and his attorneys are making their way to the downtown Los Angeles courtroom where he could be taken into custody if convicted. I'm going to put in before, I just thought of it. And I know some of y'all are going to be like, Pascal, put up the poll. So I'm going to put up a poll really quick. All right. And I'll never do that again. That's a lie. Okay. But I'm going to put up a poll. We're going to do a poll, okay? So get your ass to the polls, okay? Nobody remember that? That election campaign thing? Get your ass to the polls. And there was a bunch of strippers on polls. Nobody remember. I'm the only one who remembers that. Okay. Okay. Let me cook. Hold on. This is going to be interesting. Y'all, this is going to be interesting. Okay, boom. There's the verdict, or not the verdict. There's the poll. So get your tookus to the poll. Okay, remix. Okay, going up there. All right. Yeah, go check it out. Okay. I just want to know, because I know there's going to be people who are just team ASAP no matter what. And I understand that. Okay. I understand that. And then there's other people who are going to be like, nah. Even though I'm a fan, his narrative and his excuse was weak sauce. Okay. So here's a little bit more information as we still are waiting. Prosecutors said Rocky, ASAP Rocky, fired this weapon twice at his former longtime friend who goes by ASAP Relly. Okay. During a dispute on a Hollywood street in 2021. And I one thing I don't know is what that argument was actually about, what that dispute was actually about. Somebody in the chat probably knows. But if you guys know what's going on, let me know. Relly, the actual key witness, said his knuckles were grazed by one of the shots. Okay. But otherwise, he was uninjured. Just so you guys know. All right. Looks like we're about to get popping. Time for the jury to come in. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, so get your buddies, get your booties, and your buddies to the poll. It's pinned to the top of the chat. What do you think? What do you think the verdict's going to be? You got to do it now. Get up there. All 1,000 of y'all, over 1,000 of y'all in here. Go up there, do it right now. Get your booties and your buddies up to the damn thing and get your ass to the poll. Vote now. And your butt and your butt buddies. What? Of course, Ass Man Ghoul would say that. Of course. Okay. But still, get your butts over there. Vote now before this verdict happens. Doesn't count. Doesn't count when the verdict's made. I think guilty. I'm just gonna say it. I think guilty. I think guilty.
All right, we're on the record with all jurors present. All parties of counsel are present. Juror 9, you are the foreperson? Yes. And it is true that the jury has reached verdicts? Yes, Your Honor. On both counts? Yes, Your Honor. All right, you have the verdict forms with you? Yes, Your Honor. All right, would you give those to Deputy Bennett?
If guilty, by the way, he could be in prison for a long time, guys. For a long time. Couple decades. Some serious stuff.
All right, what we're going to do, folks, is Deputy Bennett is going to give the verdict forms to juror number 1. Juror number 1, I want you to look at the verdict forms, and I'm going to want to know whether these verdict forms reflect your true and correct verdicts. Juror 2, I'd like you to look over her shoulder so you can review the verdict forms, and I want to know from you whether these are your true and correct verdicts. Once I've heard from both of you, give the verdict forms to juror number 3. Juror 3, look at the verdict forms. Juror 4, look over her shoulder. So ultimately, I'm going to want to hear from all 12 of you whether these verdict forms reflect your individual true and correct verdicts. Everybody understand? All right. You got it? These two different ones.
Okay.
Juror number 1, are those your true and correct verdicts? Juror number 2?
Yes.
Juror 3 and 4?
Yeah, him guilty or him innocence?
Juror 5, are those your true and correct verdicts? Yes. Juror 6? All right, let's get the verdict forms to juror 7. Juror 8, look over your shoulder. Juror number 7, those are your true and correct verdicts? Juror 7?
Yes.
Juror 8?
Yes.
9 and 10? Juror 9?
Yes.
Juror 10?
Yes.
11 and 12. Juror 11?
Yes.
Juror 12?
Yes.
All right, all jurors have stated that the verdict forms reflect their individual true and correct verdicts. Alex, read this.
Yes, Your Honor.
Woo. The moment we've all been waiting for.
The Los Angeles Superior Court, County of Los Angeles. People of the State of California versus Joaquin Mayers, case number BA 508142-01. We, the jury in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Joaquin Mayers, not guilty of
Not get the audience. Or you cannot get the audience.
Hold it down, hold it down. Verdict has to be read.
Repeat again, we, the jury, above entitled action, find the defendant, Joaquin Mayers, not guilty of semi-automatic firearm in violation of Penal Code Section 245, Section B, a felony. Charged to count one of the information this 18th day of February 2025, jury seat number 9, 4 person.
Wow.
Title of court and cost. We, the jury, in the above entitled,
Whoa!
find the defendant, Raheem Mayers, not guilty of the crime of assault with firearm in violation of Penal Code Section 245, Section B, a felony. Count 2 of the information this 18th day of February 2025. Juror
Wow.
9-4 person.
During this trial, I watched you periodically. You did what we asked of you at the very beginning, which is to give both sides a fair trial, pay attention, use your common sense, apply the law, base your verdict on the evidence.
Wow, that's crazy.
Extensively,
Not guilty
and you took this as seriously as any jury.
on all counts.
We cannot have jury trials without folks like this. So you certainly have my gratitude. I want to extend to you my best wishes.
Wow.
Again, thank you. The admonition to not discuss the case no longer applies. You can talk about the case with anybody you want to, or nobody if you don't want to. Alex has your certificates of completion. You can take your juror badges with you. Thank you again. You are excused.
Everybody remain seated in the public.
Wow.
Let the jurors walk out first.
Wow. Wow. Not guilty. Wow. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. 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 That's all I can say right now. Just wow, man. Wow. 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 I have never. Okay, so I guess the prop gun is a thing. That is a.
All right, the jury is left. The bond is exonerated. Mr. Mayers, you're excused.
Back row.
Wow. 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 Okay, guys, hold on. I got to look at a couple things. I got to look at. I got to look at a couple things. Okay. So just so you guys know, if you guys are a little late to the party, ASAP Rocky has been found not guilty on all counts. Okay. So man, did he get lucky? He got lucky. All right, because I'm telling you right now, the prop weapon excuse, kind of weak sauce. I think we can all agree on that. I know a lot of people are like, some people are going to be like, yeah, you know what I mean? That's what you get. You know what I mean? That's dope, man. You know what I mean? Let him out. Set him free, right? Which is great. I'm happy for him. But that defense was weak sauce, y'all. Now, I understand there may not have been enough evidence to show proof, right? To show proof of any wrongdoing or anything of that sort. But still, wow. Hold on. I got to check. I'm trying to see if there's going to be like any conversations outside of the place. I mean, of course, they gotta make some sort of statement, because this is just, that was woo. Okay. Let's see. Still nothing. Dang. Yeah, I know some people are already sitting there going like, yeah, well, that check must have cleared. That check must have cleared real quick. But I'm telling you right now, I am very shocked. I'm very surprised. So it looks like there is going to be, there is some sort of, press conference thing going on outside of the courtroom. I'm sure they're waiting for him to get out so that when he walks out, he can actually say something and talk about it. You know what I mean? Put it in his 2 cents about everything. But dear Lord, that was fast. That was fast. But if that is what it is, if it's really like, hey, there is no proof of this of him doing anything of that sort, then they can't hold him for anything. They can't hold him for that. Then the other thing was like, if I remember correctly, and somebody in the chat, correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember them saying something about ASAP Relly actually picking up or gathering the shells off the ground. Like it was so strange, right? But then there's still something else that's very odd about this too, about ASAP's thing, ASAP Rocky's situation. It's the prop weapon that's weird to me. Who walks around with a prop weapon? I mean, who walks? I guess ASAP does, right? So I don't know. It just seems very weird. Let me grab these super chats here really quick, okay? And don't forget to hit that like button down below, please, and thank you guys. Okay, check it. Hit that like button down below, please, please, please. Do not forget to hit that subscribe button. Subscribe. I'm a little surprised. I will be honest. I was thinking he was going to be. I thought they were going to be. What's the phrase? Sending him up the river. Isn't that the phrase? It's old school phrase. You know, I thought it was a rap form, right? But man, double B said blame it on the alcohol. Yeah, I wonder what that whole thing was all about. Okay. Double says there was no evidence. I told you, and then it's not over yet. Got to pass the appeal phase. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see about that. But you know, I don't think there's any need for that when the verdict is done. Right? He has been found not guilty, and they're saying that it's not enough evidence, and maybe that's one of the reasons why the verdict was made so quickly, saying basically, hey, there's not enough here. So why would we even talk about this? Why would we even sit here and fuss about it when the footage, the evidence that we have doesn't even scratch the surface of making this man, ASAP Rocky, guilty at all? So it is interesting, right? But yeah, like I said, they are still waiting. I'm sure they're going to be coming out here very, very soon. But I'm going to see if there's any updates, because that was crazy. That was crazy. So he's been found not guilty. A verdict has been reached in the felony assault trial for rapper ASAP Rocky. Hold on. Jurors announced they've made a decision just hours after the deliberations began on Tuesday morning. So that's crazy that they were just like, hey, there's not enough here. So what else do we need to talk about, right? What else do we need to fuss about, right? So that's crazy. Okay, so of course he's been accused of doing what he did to a childhood friend, okay, ASAP Relly. And you also got to remember, these were criminal charges. Who's to say that Relly isn't going to try to sue him civilly, right? Take him to civil court. Let's just be real. They will probably go after him. He will probably go after him civilly as well, because I'm sure he wants some semblance of justice if this is really what happened, you know? But let's continue on. This is a childhood friend, okay? This is on a street corner in 2021. Prosecutors called this a clear case of A. And his knuckles were grazed by one of the shots, allegedly, but he wasn't seriously hurt. Excuse me. He also presented 2 shell casings as evidence. However, the defense said there was nothing more. This was nothing more than a warning shot with a fake weapon that he picked up for security on a music video shoot. This is what Rocky says. This is what his team says. ASAP Rocky was using a fake weapon, a fake prop weapon that he got from a music video shoot. Yeah. So Rocky's attorneys said the prop was a starter pistol that never held real ammunition. However, no gun was recovered for evidence, and the footage provided was too grainy to accurately show what happened. So jurors were left to weighing conflicting testimonies. So Judge Arnold asked the jury to avoid any personal feelings about the rapper and his partner and his mother and the mother of his children, Rihanna. Okay. Ella, A. According to the Associated Press, the jurors were also instructed that they could find Rocky not guilty if they deemed he was acting in self-defense. So if he was really acting in self-defense, then yeah, that would be an easy not guilty verdict as well. So the Grammy-nominated rapper is facing 2 felony counts of A with a semi-automatic, which we already talked about. He has pleaded not guilty, and the 3-week-long trial ended with closing arguments on Friday. So they had the whole weekend to sit back, relax, marinate on all this, and then when it came to time, it was a wrap, right? And of course, if convicted, he was looking at 24 years in prison, and it looks like that's not happening ever or at all.
And what I saw, there was no serious physical injury there. Thank you.
Now I got to see what she got to say.
That's what they did. They used their common sense.
They used their common sense.
Looking at the totality of the circumstances, wasn't nothing done to that. I'm going to say boy. He did a money grab. You know what? It failed. Nobody deserved to go to prison for 8 years for that. A knuckle scrape, an abrasion, not an injury. I know because I'm not only a court TV analyst, I'm also a registered nurse. And what I saw, there was no serious physical injury there. Thank you.
Okay. So shout out to Court TV, I guess. But yeah, she said what she said there. That was interesting. It's funny because I wonder if she knows that the camera is on. I wonder if they know if she knows the camera is on and just streaming this whole thing. I'm wondering how long it's going to be till he gets out. But nonetheless, crazy stuff, y'all. So out of 429 votes, okay, because that verdict did come in pretty quickly, all right, 51% of y'all said innocent. 51% of y'all said innocent. Wow. Is that a whole ring light he's holding?
News stations got a different microphone, and they're going to be speaking into all of these different microphones into these different news stations.
Wow. LA, baby. LA. But 51% of y'all. Okay. I'm going to pause that or, mute it for now. Okay. So, I got to ask you guys, are you surprised? Are you not surprised? I mean, I'm surprised that it was innocent. I'd be surprised if it was guilty too, but I'm still surprised. Regardless, I'm surprised on both, on all levels here. Let's see. Double, what's up? I have childhood friends that are jealous of me. I'm sure we all have friends that are jealous of us, don't we? Right? And Double, thank you. I carry an orange pew pew with blanks from Dollar Mart. You're hilarious. You're hilarious, man. So yeah, I thought he was going to be found guilty. I'm gonna be real. I thought because of how quickly it turned around, that meant guilty. But nope, I was wrong. Not guilty. That was a shocker. In fact, while we're waiting for that, let's relive that moment again, because his reaction was he just sprinted. He's like, I am free. Let's take a look at that moment one more again.
Juror number 2?
Yes.
Juror 3 and 4?
For those of y'all who are late to the party.
Yes.
Juror 5 and 6? 6? Your shoulder? Turtek?
Yes.
Stated that the verdict forms reflect their individual true correct verdicts.
The state of California.
Here we go.
Joaquin Mayers, case number BA 508142-01. We, the jury in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Joaquin Mayers, not guilty of the
hilarious because he like the lawyer's like coming up the girl's trying to come up and hug him and he's like appreciate the hug but I need to find my wife. Where my wife? You know what I mean? Dear Lord, this is crazy though. Like he hopped over a line of chairs just to get to is that Rihanna over there? I'm assuming that's Rihanna, but that's hilarious.
Now get the audience. Or you can now get the audience.
Hold it down, hold it down. The verdict has to be read on camera. Yes, repeat again. We, the jury, above entitled action, find the defendant, Joaquin Mayers, not guilty of the semi-automatic firearm in violation of Penal Code Section 245, Section B. A felony instruction count one of the information this 18th day of February 2025, jury seat number 9, 4%. Right. Title for the cause. We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Joaquin Mayers, not guilty of the firearm.
Not guilty on all counts. I gotta rewind that. That sprint was hilarious. That sprint was everything. Yeah, that's Rihanna. Oh my God, that was insane. Oh my Lord, that was insane. But that's what we're here for. Okay. Oh, let's see what happened here. Of course, right when did they miss him? Maybe they overshot him. Let me see. Look. Hey, that's Megan Cuniff right there. Shout out to Megan Cuniff. She right there. Just so you know, for all the things like all the updates on Diddy and Jay-Z and everything, okay? All of that stuff on X. She's the one who's been posting some incredible coverage on everything, even this ASAP Rocky verdict and all that too. Okay, the whole trial, every single moment she's been covering. Give her a follow, y'all. She's really fantastic. She's been very, very good with the coverage. Cuniff, Cuniff, Cuniff. Okay, find her on Twitter if you are, or X if you're on there. Follow. Okay. She's done some really great stuff, but this is crazy. It's all over here. Yeah, everybody's over there. That's insane. They picked the wrong spot, yo. Jeez.
Wait.
Mics are right here.
Oh my God. Savages, y'all.
Chill.
Just so they can get a shot of ASAP and Rihanna? Oh my Lord.
Oh my shit. Put your arm on me.
They got to make a statement.
Yo, first of all, I got to thank God. We got to thank God. Hold on. Relax.
Wow, that's insane, y'all.
We want to thank God first. You got to thank God first. You know what I'm saying? And I really want to thank the jury for making the right decision, you know? And I'm just so thankful. This is crazy right now. This whole experience has been crazy.
And he cut out all the sound.
Look, guys.
This is insane, y'all. This is ridiculous. This is sad. I'm sorry. This is ridiculous. Y'all, this is ridiculous. Jesus. Can't even hear anything.
What it says is that the district court with long bars are prosecuting
Selective prosecution.
They said that from day one. They should do it now. They have a person. They have to make the source. The source will do it and can't do it enormously quick and speedy verdict. The right verdict, and we thank the jury. And again, to me, my partner Chad, we're honored to represent this amazing family. Like Ian Rocky is one of my close friends. He's also just a great person. They said, Joe.
Give me a second, guys. I guarantee you, as soon as they're done doing this piece, because I'm a few seconds behind, it's probably already up on X. I'm going to probably pull this up, and there will be a video. So just give me a second.
Was his defense attorney, A$AP Rocky, hugging right there after his words following the verdict that they wanted to hear, a not guilty verdict inside Los Angeles County Superior Court. And that was the news the defense attorney and A$AP Rocky wanted to hear, the comments made right after they received.
Bye. Okay. Thank you so much. But that was crazy how everybody was clamoring just to get a shot of them, which is ridiculous. But don't worry. I'm looking up to see if there's any videos, because you know for a fact somebody's uploading that video right now as we speak. Putting it somewhere. Yeah, he oh, that's crazy. How he jumped into Rihanna's arms. It's like I'm just gonna have to show it to you. People are using this, which is not completely off. That video. Okay. Now everybody's like, oh yeah, this is just like this, right? So again, this is crazy. Hold on, I'm reading you guys' comments here real quick. Oh, really? Nika Knight has an interview with one of the jurors. That's dope. That's actually dope. Let's see what's up. But yeah, I'm waiting to see if there's anything else. Yeah, he just ran right into. He's like, "Get out the way, girl, wife. I'm free." You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't blame him though. I don't blame him for being so excited. You know, he probably thought it was a wrap. He probably thought, well, you know, might as well get ready for life behind bars. How am I going to do all what I need to do? But found not guilty, y'all. Found not guilty on all charges, on all of them. Give me a second. Let me see if I can find. Let's see. Ooh.
In the ASAP Rocky trial.
Okay. This is from a juror. Shout out to Neek at Night. I got to play a little bit of this. I'm not going to play the whole thing because this is her content, but I definitely recommend you guys going and checking it out. Okay. She does some really great content as well. Okay. Neek at Night. All right. But love to hear what this juror had to say. Okay. So let's take a listen to this.
They just delivered a not guilty verdict. So if you could tell us, what was the atmosphere inside the jury room?
You know what? Everybody was really focused on delivering justice. I think that we really took our time. We
3 hours. They took their time. They were in there for 3 hours, y'all. They were in there for 3 hours. So, decisions were pretty much made. You feel me?
discussed all the issues, all the questions that we had. We clarified those. We really kind of looked over some pieces of the evidence that people wanted to see a little bit more closely. And I think that we did the best we could with the instructions that we had and with the evidence that we had.
Okay, so what was the initial, when everybody went in and they were like guilty, not guilty, what was the initial atmosphere?
We kind of did a preliminary poll kind of to see, where everybody was at as far as their views.
I said what I said. Okay. I said what I said. They did a preliminary poll to see where they were all at, and then bang, right?
And initially, everybody thought, I think we kind of were at almost at the verdict, but then we had a couple of people, including myself, who were, still had some questions, and we were all thinking that crime had been committed, and but the thing is, with the instructions we had and with the law, that we didn't think that was enough evidence to convict.
Okay, so you guys felt like it was not a prop gun.
I think most of us felt it was real. I think most of us felt it was a gun.
Interesting. There it is. So they believe that weapon was actually real, y'all. That they believe that this weapon was actually 110% real. So that's what's up. So they believe, I mean, obviously I'm wondering, or I'm speculating that they must have just believed that he was doing this out of self-defense then, right?
And just from behavior on the videos and from some of the testimony, unfortunately, a lot of the witnesses we didn't consider all of their testimony to be reliable. Some of them were, not very, we didn't feel were reliable, but,
can you guys hear her? Is the sound good? This is an exclusive right now that you guys can hear her. Okay, so go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, but the feeling was that there was a gun. That unfortunately they didn't have enough evidence to convict on the charges that were handed down to us.
Okay, so
not enough evidence. Where the weapon at? Grainy footage, all that stuff. They didn't have any of that, but they do believe that weapon was real. At least that's what this juror is saying, which is very interesting, to say the least.
When you heard the idea of the prop gun, just you personally, what'd you think about that?
I didn't really believe it.
Some would say hogwash. Do people use that phrase anymore? Maybe not. But BS, trash, cap. Yeah.
No, I didn't think that either, they had really convincing evidence that it was a prop gun. It was kind of a little mysterious the way it was prepared, and they couldn't produce it, as evidence. So some of the testimony did not sound accurate or truthful. But, we just tried to stick to what was presented and stick to the instructions that we were given, and that's how we reached our verdict.
What did you
one last question.
think about the testimony of Relly?
Relly, I believe so. I believe that he felt his life was in danger. I do. I feel for all of them, all the people involved with this. I feel like this could have been avoided. I hope that in the future, Mr. Mayers really thinks his actions, about his actions before, he is upset with somebody, or he does have a lot to lose. And he's lucky at this point that, we didn't have enough evidence to, hand down a conviction.
Because this sounds like you guys were close.
Like I said, it was not really, it took a long time to convince, a couple of people, and, too, like I said, we all felt like there was a crime committed, but it were to try to get, a just verdict.
Okay. I'm going to stop there. Guys, go over to Nika Knight. Go check out the full interview. I don't feel right playing all of it, but she did ask some good questions. We did just find out from that one juror at least, that, hey, that one juror believes that that the weapon was real. But what's interesting is it's like almost as if they gave him a second chance. How she responds is kind of like, well, hopefully he learns from his actions and doesn't become a hothead and pull out this weapon and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, if a crime was committed, shouldn't he be found guilty of that crime? Right? But he was found not guilty because there is no weapon to be found. The evidence, the footage, grainy. There's no evidence to show any wrongdoing on his part. So that's how he was able to walk. Crazy, right? Crazy. Let me see if there's any more. Let me just see. Because I figured that there would be another. Because you saw how quickly that one was up. And that was a live. She did that live. But of course, I was hoping that maybe there'd be something out here. Because it seemed like all of that was for people holding their cell phones. You know what I mean? Like that press conference was all for people holding their cell phones, not really for mainstream media that, had the big cameras out and the microphones and everything, right? That was a frenzy in there. That was absolutely crazy, yo. Let me see. And this is done. So that's done. Yeah, still nothing right now. I'm gonna see. Maybe TMZ has something. Nope, they don't have anything with them on the way out. All we have is everything from them coming in, and then of course after the verdict, when the verdict is all done. Yeah. Let me see.
Smart guy.
Whoa! What happened there?
In the courtroom about his personal.
Maybe the chaos has calmed down.
So it was so irrelevant to the case. Obviously he was being defamed. People were using derogatory statements towards him.
Hold on, I'm gonna go all the way back and see if we can hear what was said before. Can we hear anything?
They should do it now. They have him admitting to perjury. They have him committing extortion. The jury saw through it and came to an enormously quick and speedy verdict, the right verdict, and we thank this jury. And again, for me, my partner Chad, we're honored to have represented this amazing family. Rocky is one of my closest friends, but he's also just a great person. Rihanna, they are seriously the greatest people. And I said I love them, and I really do love them. And I got emotional in my summation because I care about them. This is one of the happiest days of my life, and I'm happy for them because they've earned this and deserve it.
Get this guy on.
Congratulations. Thank you, bro. Okay, guys.
Get this guy on that. Do his job.
He did a fabulous job. Not guilty, baby.
White case that we just won.
Channel 4, gotta move.
Rihanna, fuck my
Dang.
Rihanna did this. Look at my suit.
Don't worry, you just won this. I'm sure you can, buy another couple more of those suits. You know what I mean? You should have known. You're wearing tan, baby. These women like wearing these makeups and stuff. Damn. Why are you getting mad? It's called a dry cleaner, baby. Damn. Anyway, let's get into this. He just won. He should be happy. The suit is a suit. You can buy 15 of those right now. Everybody's going, hey, who's this guy? Who's this? Who's this lawyer? You know what I'm saying? Now they're all wanting to know who this guy is. Trust, okay? Huge high profile case. His phone's going to be ringing off the hook tonight into God knows how long. Okay?
Oh, it's a little different than it was 5 minutes ago.
Yeah. You're hooked in.
Oh, that was nuts.
That was absolutely nuts.
I didn't realize how athletic he was. He in a single leap went over the jury box. But I mean the spectator row. Look, that was raw emotion. That was happiness. There was a moment where before we heard the words from the clerk, he didn't know if he was going to be spending the next 2 decades in jail or going home. And so when you hear those words, obviously, I know how he was feeling. We've been in communication the last few hours, and there's a lot on the line. He has 2 little children. He's got a beautiful wife, and he's got a family. And so that was raw emotion. You guys got to see that, and it was even for us. I mean, it was insane. So it was just very, very satisfying.
When you and I spoke earlier, you said there was a lot on the line, when it comes to this verdict. Now that everything's over with, what's next for ASAP? What's next for the whole family now that they can get past this?
Well, they promised their 3rd kid would be named ASAP Joe. So that's as far as I know. What's next is they're going to move on. I mean, they have a lot of great things professionally to do. Rocky's really at the height of his career. He's worked with Gucci. He's worked with Puma. He's got a lot of things going. Obviously, Rihanna is on top of the world, and they have 2 beautiful, beautiful children, and they have a family. And you saw them come together. I took offense to the prosecutor Lewin saying that they manufactured some sort of appearance of a family in his summation. But I think the jury obviously took offense to that too. They were a family, and they were a family, and that's why she was here to support him, and that's why his kids came.
Yeah, I agree on that.
See him again. And if this didn't go well for him, not that I thought it wasn't going to, so it was just beautiful to see. This is what we do. We work hard, and these trials are hard, and they tax us, and you don't sleep. But at the end of the day, this is what it's all about. That's why I went to law school. That's why he went to law school. So you see this, and it makes it all worthwhile.
And you saw his reaction. What talk to you about his demeanor, leading up to when that verdict came in?
Dude, he was way calmer than I was. I mean, he was calming me down. So, I was more anxious and nervous. I mean, but that's always the way it is for me. When something so important is about to happen. So he was really calm, cool, and collected. At the end, obviously, when that jury started piling in, and you can't read anyone's faces. There was a tension that he said, "I can't breathe," and I said, "Neither can I." So that makes 2 of us. Chad and I've been together 22 years. I know how he feels. So it's just a moment of incredible angst. But when you have something like this happen, it makes it all worthwhile. It's great.
What do you think the key evidence was that made the jury make a decision?
The key evidence, the fact that there was no evidence. I think that was the key evidence. I think relying on Terrell Efron for any matter of importance in your life, a decision on a matter of importance in your life would not be possible for anyone with a brain. And the jury clearly understood that argument. And then when I pointed out to the jury that I got to take the floor as their lead detective to say without Efron's testimony, there's no evidence of a shooting one way or another. That could be or that cannot be. That really was it. I left 10 questions for John Lewin to answer. He didn't even look at one. And those were 10 important questions, including number 9, which was without Efron's testimony, as the prosecutor asked, take the floors, acknowledge that there's not enough evidence in this case to say that definitively there was a shooting. So I was surprised he didn't touch those questions, but I knew he couldn't answer them, and that's why I put him up there. So anyway, I think that's why the jury came. And look, it was a quick verdict, right? I mean, they started almost 10 o'clock. They had a lunch break. They watched the video, and they had a verdict. So, for a basically 4-week trial,
That was fast.
when I heard it was verdict, I felt pretty good. Not so overly confident because you just never know, but I felt pretty good.
You talked about.
I'm not leaving. I'll answer everyone's questions, so don't worry. Yeah.
You talked about your client's raw emotion. We saw it. He dove.
Yeah, that was crazy.
To hug his family. He was not the only one that had a thunderous reaction. Talk about the reaction that we've seen from the public, supporters of his.
Yeah. Look, I've been here for over a month, and just me walking around. I'm not him, right? People were just wishing me luck for him. I mean, he's loved, very well loved in the city, and I think he's got a lot of fans. And that doesn't happen because he's a singer. It happens because who he is as a person. A lot of what the jury didn't hear was who ASAP really is, who ASAP Rocky is as a person. He does incredible charity work. He gives back to the community. He's become a dear friend of mine more than a client. And that's why cases like this are really difficult for me, because there's so much on the line. I mean, I care about every client I represent to the point where they become family. This was at a different level. And so I was just not prepared I would not accept any other verdict at this one.
Why was this one so different? You said you care about every client, but they were like family. What was so special about
He and I bonded over the last 3 years in a way that, and he's just a different person. I attribute that to him, the way he conducts himself, the way he's so appreciative with us, the way he is with I spent time with him and Rihanna at their house, and they're just, as humble and as can be for people with that level of success. They are really sweet, good people. And I would have been really, really hurting if this didn't go the right way. But, thank God we had a great jury.
I mean, that's really interesting. Just hearing him talk about this lawyer talking about ASAP in this kind of way, which is cool. It's nice. It's nice to hear like that they're good human beings for the most part. I mean, let's be real. You're running around with a weapon and pulling it out and, allegedly, pulling the trigger. Not the greatest thing in the world. But at the same time, I mean, for him to have a personal connection with his client, I think is that makes them the want to defend that client even more great. Does that make sense? Especially when they win, when they get the verdict that they're looking for, right? And so for those of y'all who are still just kind of late to the party, just so you know, the verdict is in. He was facing counts of I can't say the word, okay, with a semi-automatic weapon. He was found guilty on all counts, so he is free right now. Okay, he ran into his wife's arms, Rihanna's arms. They got into a car, they're driving off, and he's going to be able to live his life in freedom and make billions of dollars with his billionaire wife for the rest of his days, as long as he doesn't pull out a prop weapon and use it on the streets of Hollywood anytime soon. So he should be good. Just so you guys know, on both platforms, that's what's going on. I thought it was a wrap. I honestly thought it was a wrap for him, but still, no matter what, not enough evidence, not enough proof. Video was crap, and all that stuff. Those things were definitely working in his favor. Did I say guilty? I meant not guilty. I'm sorry. Did I say guilty? I didn't mean guilty. I meant not guilty if I said that. Sorry about that. Okay. But again, he was found not guilty. Let me repeat that again. He was found not guilty. Okay. I thought he was going to be found guilty. I will say that. But he was found not guilty. So pretty crazy stuff. All right. Pretty crazy stuff indeed.
Speaking of family, do you think the jury seeing ASAP with Rihanna as a family man and their children helps his defense?
No, I don't think that helped his defense at all. Look, everyone knows he had Rihanna. Everyone knows he has 2 kids. Sorry. I mean, I don't think the jury's like, all right, we think he's guilty, but look at the kids. I mean, so that's, I'm glad the prosecution focused on that in their summation. We didn't. The evidence in this case was deficient. I think that they need to be going after Terrell Efron. As I've always said, he was an extortionist. He was someone who we showed committed extortion. The tape that one of you all said was really good for the prosecution that we brought in turned out not to be so good for the prosecution. it was him repeating the same story that he'd repeated from day one. But what it had on there was, one, him committing perjury to this jury, and two, him acknowledging he wanted $30 million and he disappeared to an island. That's called extortion.
Did we see any lawsuit, towards Relly for the extortion lawsuit?
For what? To get his $697 he has in his bank account? Even though, if you look on Instagram, he's a billionaire. But, I'm not suing Relly. I have other things in life to do. He sued us. And after today, I don't think that's going so well. So, but anyway, look, I'm just happy the jury came to the right conclusion swiftly. Yes.
So speaking of evidence or lack of evidence, the fact that a gun was not presented before to the jury, did that make a difference in this verdict?
Who knows what made a difference? I mean, that jury, they're able to speak to you guys if they want to. I don't know if they're going to. Both ways the gun wasn't presented, right? Our gun, the gun that Rocky actually had, the prop, or the gun that the prosecution said he had, wasn't produced. So I think it's a wash, so to speak. I think the jurors had to go on the evidence that they had, right? They can't speculate. They had evidence in this case. Most of the incriminating evidence came from the words of someone who's, as I said, whose tongue is a stranger to the truth. Is an admitted perjurer, admitted liar. So I just don't think any jury could embrace that. And if you can't believe Tyrell Efron in this case, you can't convict. It's that simple.
You can't trust the messenger. You gotta ignore the whole message. Period.
Well, if the messenger doesn't fit, you must have quit. Didn't that happen in this courtroom, something like that?
Who is this woman? Who is this woman in the corner? Who is she? Does anybody know who she is?
How did I keep at ease? He fed off my confidence, honestly. He fed off my confidence. We talked every night. Obviously, he was heavily involved with his defense. But he would follow my lead. And if I told him things were going well, he obviously didn't know this procedure, this process. But I told him things were going well, they went well. So, he was really good. He's a smart guy. His only misstep was that time he uttered out, in the courtroom about, his personal company, which just was so irrelevant. So it was so irrelevant to the case. Obviously he was being defamed. People were using derogatory statements towards him. Relly called him every name in the book, homophobic names, all these things. And Rocky didn't move a muscle. But when something personal to him was being asked about, which irrelevant to the case, what his company was called, what the acronym for. Well, it's an acronym for his company that had to do with his family. I'm going to leave it at that, right? And he was so he didn't want that revealed nationally, publicly. It's like a private thing, the way someone doesn't want their phone number revealed. So he, after the witness had already answered, he said, "Don't say," which caused me to heel kick him in the ankle. So the second time you heard from Rocky was a yelp. So it was, "Don't say ow," but the ow was from me. Don't say it was from him. But it was irrelevant to this case. But again, the prosecution focused on that. They focused on Rihanna and the kids. They focused on a lemon. They focused on a dog. They focused on a donut. We focused our summation on the facts. And, I guess the jury saw it our way. Yeah, I think that was a great bonding experience for them personally. I mean, I've known them for a while. Rihanna is an amazing woman, strong woman. And she obviously was there to support him. She'd always been in touch with me throughout the process to make sure things were going well, and privately wanted reassurance. But she was here. Wild Horse, Rocky did not want her here. I will tell you that. I think I said it to you in the beginning. He did not want her here. He wanted to shield her from this. Wild Horses couldn't keep her away. So, you go through something like this as a family, it brings you closer. It's a bonding experience, and they're just two special people. So I can't imagine this has been anything but a life-altering experience for them.
How does it feel to get a public win after Donald Trump fired you?
So do you know your facts?
Well, I'm asking you.
No, he didn't fire me. I resigned from the case.
Oh,
okay. Well,
before he fired you.
he didn't fire me. I'm not here for that. I was invited to the inauguration also, but I don't know what you're talking about. But so I'm not going to answer questions about other cases in my career. But that's a good question. You must be a good journalist.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, clearly they weren't receptive to his message, right? Clearly they weren't receptive to his message and his tactics. I mean, he treated two witnesses who came in here respecting the process, the court, were compliant witnesses, and he yelled at them for 2 hours. I had a witness abusing me, cursing at me, flexing, cursing, throwing water bottles, and I didn't lose my cool. And I don't think that's good for a jury. I don't think a jury wants to see a lawyer out of control. So, you know, I look, based on the verdict, I can only say clearly that those tactics didn't work, right? The yelling, the screaming, the constant objecting. You know, a jury doesn't want to be kept away from the facts. And I think they want to know that the facts are, you know, being brought to them. And they won't want to be hidden from facts. So when you constantly object as a lawyer and the jury feels like you're trying to hide something from them, I think they don't like that. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know if Lewin's conduct had anything to do with it. I think the facts really governed the day and carried this verdict. So I really do, more so than any lawyer's conduct in the case. Okay, guys. Anyone else? You good? I don't want to not answer anyone's questions. You good, guys?
What do you do after a win like this?
Yeah, damn right. I think he should be prosecuted. I mean, he perjured himself a dozen times in front of this jury. Perjury is a crime. There's now evidence that he committed extortion on the record. You know, let's see if the DA really wants to go after a criminal. I mean, they spent all this time, all this money pursuing Rocky, someone who was acquitted and vindicated. Hopefully, they'll go pursue a real criminal, and they have the evidence to do it. It's on the record, so he should prosecute him. I hope he does. Okay, guys.
Thanks for coming back.
Thank you, guys. Thank you all very much.
Crazy. Well, what an interesting series of events today, guys. This evening, you know, it was a big surprise for me. I don't know if it was a big surprise for you, but it definitely was a big surprise for me. I didn't think it was going to go that way, but ASAP Rocky has been found not guilty on all charges, y'all, on all of them. And it's also because of everything that they talked about, everything from the lack of evidence. But I still think that the defense, you even heard from one of the jurors, even one of the jurors said, yeah, the prop weapon excuse, they didn't believe. That's what they said, or that's what one juror said. I'm interested to hear what other jurors had to say as well. But that goes to show to you that they believe that that part wasn't real, that they think that that was not a good narrative, but there was not enough to back up what the plaintiff, what ASAP Relly was actually saying out here, right? Saying that, oh yeah, he actually pulled out this weapon, he pulled the trigger on me, all that stuff, right? And so, of course, we are now in this situation where ASAP Rocky's been found not guilty. And that's it. That's basically it. So pretty crazy stuff, guys. Pretty crazy stuff. Double, what's up? Thank you so much for the super chat. Imagine if he takes out the prop pew to celebrate in court after verdict. I would have. You're crazy. That's what it is, Double. Well, that's the thing. You know, if it was to suddenly appear out of nowhere, that prop weapon, if it just showed up out of nowhere, that would be the worst time. Let's just be real. That would be the worst time to show up with that weapon, you know, is after this verdict, right? But again, very interesting stuff that happened here. And of course, you know, keep the comments going on down below. If you're watching the replay and all that stuff, what say you guys? What are your thoughts on all this? Again, this is some crazy stuff. And, you know, it's never a dull moment in courtrooms. Someone just said that goes to show to you that we can never underestimate. We should never underestimate, or we should never predict what a short deliberation time in the jury room, like in the deliberation room, really means. Like, we should not automatically go, oh, okay, so it was it was only 3 hours, so he's guilty. You know what I mean? But a lot of times it ends up that way. A lot of times the verdict ends up being guilty with a fast turnaround like that, right? So again, it is very interesting nonetheless. Again, ASAP Rocky found not guilty, and now he's going to go home and be with his family and probably work on their Rihanna and his third child tonight. Okay, but that is the show. Appreciate all y'all for being here. Really means a lot. Okay, thank you so much for coming in and chopping it up with me, watching the verdict and discussing a little bit afterwards. That frenzy after they walked out was insane. That was insane. That could have been very, very dangerous too. Let's just be real. That could have been very dangerous. But thank God nobody got hurt. All right. So yeah, he gonna party tonight. The classic one. He gonna be out here partying tonight, I'm sure. Okay. But I don't know what do billionaires do when they party? You know what I mean? Do they just jump in a plane and fly off to Tokyo or something and party over there? That's probably what they're gonna do. You know what I mean? But hey, nonetheless, found not guilty. He's gonna be able to go and do his thing and be with his wife, right? So again, definitely let me know what your thoughts are in the comments section, please, and thank you. Hit that like button down below, please, as well. Crush that like button down below. Crush that reaction button if you're watching on these other platforms. All right. If you are watching on Facebook, X, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Rumble, please make sure you're hitting that follow button. Follow me on those platforms. Make sure you're subscribed here on my main channel, on the YouTubes. Go to the secondary channel, the Pascal Show clips. By the way, I got a video that's about to drop here as soon as I get done with this. That's about to drop about accusations about Ray J and Whitney Houston. That's all I'm going to say. So make sure you go over to the secondary channel, the Pascal Show clips, and take a gander at that video, because that is insane. All right, the Pascal Show clips. Subscribe to both channels. Make sure both notification bells are set to all. Please and thank you. Hit that join button down below. Become a member. Check out my Patreon. Check out my locals. And of course, do not forget to check out PascalMerch.com. We got some really great stuff over there, baby. Got some really great stuff over there, baby. So go check it out. Okay? Please and thank you. Anyway, guys, it's time to get going. Much love to you guys. We'll be talking very, very soon. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.